For Wall Street Media, this is Tyler, that's Doug. We'll help you make money in the stock market with lots of information that you're not going to find anywhere else.
Hey, you've been over at RBC stuff last couple days, right?
Yes, sir.
Downtown?
Yes, sir.
What was that like? We don't do too many
we
downtown.
don't ever go down there. It was kind of nice. Beautiful days. No, we were stuck inside, of course, but...
Not you. You had 10 smoke breaks.
Oh,
by the way, your little smoke break's going to cost you a couple more bucks, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, I noticed. Yeah, no, we're going to have to cut that out now, man. We're going to have to cut it out.
You're going to be spending how many thousands?
I'm not, yeah.
That's like $1 million by the time you're 40.
I know, I'm going to have to cut it out.
Mike, we need German Mike, we need a graphic to show the dollar signs that Tyler spent. Right, and just have it like continually going up.
More expensive now?
Yeah, started today, like $8.50 a pack here.
Yeah. It's no joke now.
Yeah, what do you smoke? How much? 2 packs a day?
No, heck no.
1 pack.
No, not even.
Yeah.
Liz, I'm not.
All right, we're gonna have a graph there soon.
Fantastic. RBC conference.
Tyler spent this much of his retirement.
Like you counted by electricity.
Yeah.
No, not like that. Oh, that's actually what I need, though.
What'd you have, though? A lot of good stuff, right?
Lots of good stuff. Wow, it was great. Yesterday we had the, what did they call it? Is electricity rationing only a matter of time for the U.S.? That was a really interesting panel.
Yeah.
All this enhanced oil recovery. Yeah, no, I was just like picking this up right here, so leave me alone. And then all sorts of emerging growth opportunities. We have
German Mike said something smart to me today. I'm
really?
sorry.
For the first time?
No, about electricity rationing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Where he said, I mentioned to him that I saw the chairman of General Motors on this morning talking about their electric cars coming out, and I never saw this mentioned. You broke ground, partner. He said, they'll just raise the price of electricity.
Yeah.
50% more expensive.
Yeah. That's what these guys were saying yesterday. They were talking about also with growing natural gas. They were all like, what we need to do is pass it on to the consumer. The consumer's going to get upset. He's going to conserve, and then that'll help everything. Greenhouse gas will come down. People will slowly. It was really funny.
It's baloney because nobody's conserving, right? Now he and I were shooting the breeze this morning,
right?
And he said, in Germany it's been expensive for a long time. Gas, right?
Right.
And he said, so you just change a little bit here and there where you say, like, okay, I'm not going
But I've read articles where Americans
a half-hour ride to go pick up ice cream or something,
right. But I've read articles where Americans are taking public transportation a little more, not much more. But
I think a little more,
right?
But I don't think too much. I was coming in this morning, and the taxi driver, it was just packed. Right, I mean, it was like a 40-minute commute. I keep moving further and further away, without changing apartments.
That's great.
And the taxi driver said, "Yeah, $4 a gallon, man. Really stopping people from driving." Because I spent like 45 minutes with them, right? He was laughing,
awesome.
right? But I mean, it was funny because there's no change.
Right. No, probably not around here, but if you go where I'm from down there in Georgia,
people might
Pennsylvania. Somebody was making fun of Pennsylvania today.
Oh, the one guy said he's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he said, what he was talking about, and it was an oil play, and they were talking about how Pennsylvanians are out there, and they're like, hey, man, you can't use my water. That's my water. And he said,
that's right.
Those poor Pennsylvanians, they're not too bright. We'll just have to teach them a thing or two. And I was like, Douglas.
Well, I like the last guy on the last panel of natural resources, right? Now these guys all have $5 and $8 billion companies, right? And the one guy just bought 230,000 more shares this week at $57 each, right? And he says, "Yeah, I need someone smart to figure that out. I'm not smart enough." And I was like, "Yeah,
good old boys."
Here it comes.
I actually wrote down what he said about Pennsylvania. He said, "We're gonna have to teach Pennsylvanians about the industry. It's not that they're backward, but they just don't understand our needs." I thought that was fantastic.
He said he's from Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and what he was saying is, they had the guys coming in like There Will Be Blood, that movie that you showed me. It's now one of my favorites.
Oh.
I love that, right?
Me too.
And I heard that too. He said it was good.
Wow.
But he said, that the people are coming in, and it's something new to them completely, right?
Yep.
And then they have the slicksters coming in, signing them for this much, per acre, and lower percentages, and they gave the last guy, and it's kind of like the Wild West, I thought maybe, this summer, maybe we'd go out and do a little bit of that.
That's where being a good old boy comes in handy.
Right.
Hey, buddy!
We'll get our Eagles and Steelers hats on, and go lease some ground.
That is
Make
awesome.
some new friends.
Aye.
What do you have for us?
All right, so what do we got? The first panel we had was the Bakken Shale panel. We had 4 companies there. We had Bill Stewart, the CEO of BJ Services Company. What they did is they each took like 5 minutes to explain their company real quick, and then they went into the panel. So he was just talking about how the Bakken Shale is going to become better than the Barnett Shale going forward. There was Bug Brigham, the president and CEO of Brigham Exploration Company. Their ticker is BXP. He also discussed acceleration of Bakken drilling. We had Lynn Peterson, the president and CEO of Kodiak Oil and Gas. Their ticker is KOG. He described the 90-day process from initiation to completion of permitting for their wells, which he was really excited about. James Volker, president and CEO of Whiting Petroleum, their ticker is WLL. He announced that this year the company will drill 35 wells in the Sanish, which is one of their drilling areas, for a total of 54 wells by next year. And the next 3 years they expect to drill 118 wells. And then after that, they went into the panel discussion. They were talking about getting the product to market, the constraints on the location of the Bakken Shale. They were more concerned with the services and supplies to drill the wells, and they were saying 2009 will be the year that they're going to accelerate. They all said that other plays will develop in the next few years with a lot of potential. They're all looking for to really spread out a little bit, and they're all looking forward to ramping up production in 2009 and then drilling more wells in the Bakken.
So all pretty positive stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. They were talking about it wasn't these guys, but later on in the day they were talking about oil and what's going on with the prices of oil. And
these are all happy bastards.
Yes, they
no
are.
worrying about who was paying for lunch
yes,
today.
Yes, they are. They said the fear is how long will commodities prices stay high before coming back down?
Right.
But it's the opposite of mine and your fear. How long will commodity prices stay high before they come back? They were like, dude, we want those commodity prices to stay high. We don't want them to come back down.
What do you mean? This stuff's expensive. This stuff's cheap. Just keep on,
It was awesome.
Maybe somebody smarter than us will figure it out.
Exactly.
Exactly. We're slick guys, man. I enjoy these guys quite a bit, man.
Absolutely. The next panel was actually really interesting. If you want to pop over here. Where'd it go?
There you are, Deepwater.
No, it wasn't the Deepwater, though. It was the...
yeah, it was.
I'm sorry. It was on the wrong page there. It was the Deepwater.
Yeah, I was listening to these. I told Jeremy Mike, get cracking, man. He's got a lot of free time now, right? And I thought, if he couldn't build one of these rigs, $550,000 a day we could be getting for one of these? You can't knock this out? You got a blowtorch in here now.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. If you're going to build rigs, Deepwater rigs, you can keep it here.
These things are a little bit expensive to build.
I know. It's amazing, right?
They were saying between $550 and $750 million. The $550 is your little lax on the quality at $550 million, right? But it's $750 million. That's
now. You know what I heard that I thought was interesting, Ty? Is I heard one of the guys talking. They were on a panel, so listening, I wasn't sure who it was, but it was one of the Deepwater guys saying that they hire the crews for these a year in advance.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting, So I guess they get more familiar with it, and and they have the people locked in, because a theme I heard throughout was a lot of the places were saying that they're having a tough time getting enough good people.
Right.
Which I guess is universal.
Yesterday, one of the companies was talking about how they were looking at the war veterans coming home. They wanted to get them here. I got a good job for you. It's a tough job, but it'll be good. Some nice hard work for you.
Oh, cool. Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully we'll see there. Let's see. Deepwater, we had Peter Kinnear. He's the president and CEO of FMC Technologies. Their ticker's FTI. He was talking about how subsea growth has averaged 29% year-over-year growth for the last 5 years. And that with more things being done on the seabed, he was talking about how everybody's doing more on the seabed. More equipment is necessary, leading to cost increases, but better pricing. Then they work on like longer term contracts so that they give that person a better price.
Just assigned for longer.
Exactly.
Right.
We also had Kurt Hoffman, VP of Marketing for Noble Corporation, their ticker ZNE. He described a move towards consolidation in the sector, which they're constantly looking at. Gregory Cawthon, the SVP and CFO of Transocean, their ticker is RIG. It's kind of cool, Rig.
Yeah, that's real cool.
Yeah.
German Mike and I owned it in the 20s and got out of it at a couple dollars profit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a profit. Yeah.
No.
Where is it at now?
German Mike's asking where it is. Last trade, Mike, 144. I think we bought it, named it a special stock at like 22 or 24 or something, and got out in the 20s and really made a killing.
Congratulations. You did good work.
I'm going to need to work forever, Tyler.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe you did that. Anyway, Gregory Cawthon, SVP and CFO of Transocean, he was talking about deep water build-outs as long-term projects. He said there's limited but growing capacity, and therefore contracts for new rigs have been put on the to-do list, the future list.
Yeah.
This is the same thing that the other guy was just saying.
Now, one of the companies that I heard this afternoon, I don't recall which one, said that they actually decided they bought another company that makes the equipment, and so now they make it for themselves.
Right.
You know. And it was funny. You know, these guys are clever. You know, you can see, like, they're slick, right? Because he said, but when they announced they were going to do that, a lot of the companies that make the equipment said, "Oh, will they come in and be partners with them?"
Right.
And he said, I asked the CEOs, you know, I got CEOs that never talk about buying this company, you know, I asked them what's most important in your business, you know, and he says, they all said day rates, you know, not like our training program's better, or you know, our people are the greatest, or, you know, we have safety processes that make it, you know, much safer rig. He said, they all said day rate.
And then as he started, you know, getting into the business, in the end he said, now I'm talking about day rate. That was really funny.
These are clever guys.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
I really enjoyed it.
So yeah, after that they were talking about, here's where they were talking about, it's $550 to $750 million. And they were saying the day rate depends on the market, because every area, if you're in like the North African Sea versus the Gulf of Mexico, the market is different. So it depends on what that is.
You know, something else that I heard in here is, and I don't know who it is, but there's some board that has to approve where they wanted to drill. The one guy was bitching about it, and said that they would have had 6 more in, but whoever it was, I don't know.
Right, they were using initials. And
I know they really ran through a lot of the initials. I think it was NMS if you're an investor in this sector. And click on feedback. Tell us if you are. Tell us who you own. Hopefully you're smarter than I am, which won't be a high hurdle. You know.
What was I just going to say? Oh, they also said that every rig is unique in its contract, which I thought is really interesting. I don't know how many rigs are out there in the ocean, but each one gets its own very specific contract, which
you know something?
Is interesting.
All these guys are pretty clever, good old boys, right? You know, so they're figuring, like, they want to know how long you're going to have it for and what kind of businessman you are. And, you know, these are pretty smart fellows. You know. Ooh, 13?
Wow.
How about if we wrap up with this and come back and do the rest?
Yeah, okay, so they were also talking about oil consumption, the thirst for energy will be there in the long run. And there you go. Pretty much wrap that one up.
Yeah, cool stuff. I liked it.
Yeah, me too. Click the
we have a couple
button.
more.
We'll be back in a second, but click the feedback button. Let us know if this interests you at all, this space, and what you're buying in here. And
if you own these stocks, tell us.
Right.
And tell us why, not just, I have this.
Yeah, that's always helpful.
Yeah. No, it's nice. You know, some of the guys write in really good stuff.
Yeah, and that's what's nice, is when they explain.
Yeah.
Right.
Now you can share it with the other people.
Exactly. We're here every day at WSMCO.com. Thank you.